I'm very grateful to especially Bhante Sujata and other monks and all of you for inviting me to come here. And Blue Lotus Temple is a very big part of my life. Many of you may not know that Bhante Sujata has been one of my mentors, and also he helped me in very big way to keep me in the US. It is thanks to him that I am living in the US. So that his help was that great. So I'm very grateful, and this is like my way of saying thank you and helping you. So today we are going to focus on dreams. I hope that we all had a good sleep last night. So we all sleep, and many of us also dream. If you really think about the hours that we sleep in a day, it looks like, we sleep close to 1/3 of our day. Close to. Of course, these days, people are sleep deprived. They don't sleep as much as they needed to sleep. But if you simply guess that we sleep 1/3 of a day, think about your life. So we sleep 1/3 of our life. If you live, for example, 75 years, we sleep how many years? 25 years of sleep. And we all dream also. According to the scientists, we at least have 4 to 6 dreams in every night, though maybe not remember all of them. So among that 25 years, some maybe half, maybe a quarter of that years, at least 5 years of dreaming. Imagine that. So it's very important for us to know about dreams, right? And actually, I arrived yesterday, and I was preparing for this talk in the late evening, and then I had a dream of giving this talk. I don't remember exact details, of that dream, but I had a dream that I'm giving this talk, and at the end of the talk, I had a very interesting incident that I really registered in my mind, that Bhante Sujata came and made a suggestion to me. So I didn't tell him, he's still here, yeah. And in my dream yesterday, last night, Bhante, after I gave this talk in the dream, and after the dream, and you came and made a suggestion, you asked, we should both write a book on dream. Because, he actually was kind enough to, to come to the airport to bring me here, and then along the way we talked about his books. I was, very happy that, he released another book. So we talked about that book, and so all these things were connected. So he made a suggestion, Bhante, maybe we can bring our dreams, one day, our dream will come true. And however, that was the dream. So what I realized that actually, in how our dreams are related to our waking life. So I had to give this talk, and we had that discussion, and somehow in the dream these things were connected, and maybe interesting connection. It created a nice dream. And I had similar dreams in my life. I think many of you. And most of the time it's like with a negative content. Fortunately, last dream in the last night was a nice one. But I had dreams about, like when I was preparing to give a presentation, I had a dream of, going to that presentation and forgetting the PowerPoint to bring. And I also had dreams that when we, plan to go and visit someone, we prepare everything to leave in the morning, and you dream of that journey in that night, and you realize that you have forgotten very important thing to bring. I think you all have similar dreams, right? Yeah. So somehow that dreams are helpful, because then you can make sure that you bring your PowerPoint. You can make sure that you bring what you forgotten in your dream. She will not do the mistake again. So it can help in that way. But if you try to understand, so I'd like to divide my talks into 3 parts. One is to understand what are these dreams and why we dream, what causes us to dream, and then what we can learn from dreams. And then, importantly, what the most Buddhist emphasis of Buddhism is that how we can influence dreams. So let's finish the first one. What are these dreams? Of course, in medical science, we'll say that in our sleep there are different cycles, and there's one cycle called NEM, right? And what is NEM? REM, right? REM. Rapid eye movements, right? So during our rapid eye movements, we have dreams. But that's a very active state of a brain. Brain is very active. It's irregular breath patterns, irregular heartbeat. But when you don't have dream, our heartbeat is regular and our breath is regular. So it's kind of activity, although it's not same as conscious brain, awake brain, but it's activity. Of course, psychologists have done so much research on the dreams. Of course, Sigmund Freud has done. For him, he sees dreams as a way to express our suppressed desires. So dreams for him like catharsis, like some kind of releasing our suppressed desires. But I think if we really start to examine our dreams, we see that there's a very strong connection between our waking life and our dream lives. So when it comes to Buddhism, of course, there are 6 causes are given as possible causes of our dreams. 3 related to body. So we can dream due to our bodily conditions too. They use the language of Ayurveda. Like our body has different energies, so we can have, we call humors, right? So we can have dreams due to imbalance of our humors. Our bile, our air, and then what you call the other one is wind, bile, and phlegm. Wind, bile, and phlegm are considered 3 humors in our body. And when we have imbalance of either one of them, we can have dreams, physical. And then the 4th cause is actually due to our past experiences, what we experience in the day or what we experience in the week. So our past experiences can influence the nature of our dreams. That's a very important cause. It's more like what is our mind's preoccupation, what we are concerned of. So then, and then 3rd cause is given as sometimes we can have dreams due to influence of other beings. Other beings try to communicate with us. Not only the beings that you live, the human. Maybe human beings, but also non-human beings. The beings in other realms try to communicate with you. And the last one would be that in some cases we can have dreams of possible future events, prophetic dreams. Like in the Buddhist literature, we have a few such incidents, like the dream of Queen Mother Maya, right? on the day that the Prince Siddhartha was conceived in Mother's Maya, Mother Maya had a dream of a white tusker coming with, the white lotus in his trunk, and came and made 3 rounds around her and suddenly entered to her tummy. That was the dream. That was the conception of baby Siddhartha. And we also had there's also one sutta where we find some details about just before Buddha got enlightened, and he also had few dreams about his possible enlightenment, that his conditions are all ready for him to become enlightened. He had a number of dreams. So one dream is that he had a dream that the earth became his bed, and the Himalayan mountain became his pillow. And he was lying on that bed, and his left hand was in the eastern sea, and his right hand was on the western sea, and his legs were in the southern sea. It's kind of, showing that, he will, become an influencer teacher. And he also had a dream that 4 different birds flew from 4 different directions and came into him and then sat down under his feet. Showing that, many classes of people, people belong to different social classes will come to him and become his disciples. So we have such, incidents. One of the most famous story in the Buddhist literature about dreams is a kind of series of dreams occurred to a king called King Kosala. It's one of the powerful kings at the time of the Buddha. He had 16 dreams, weird ones. Of course, we don't have time to go through all these dreams, but I will share with you one dream, because he was terrified after seeing these dreams, and he came to the Buddha, and Buddha actually used this opportunity to kind of teach him indirectly, criticizing the governments, criticizing the rulers, and what kind of things the rulers can do. So Buddha used this opportunity to guide, advise the kings and also other rulers. Even today, sometimes we use the dreams of the King Kosala to teach the modern rulers. And one such a dream he had was actually, he had a dream that 4 oxen came from 4 directions to fight in a big, ground. And they came from four directions, but when it came to the middle of the ground, they suddenly become quiet and gently move away. So then, of course, when the king reported this dream to the Buddha said that, in future, when people become immoral, they have less care for each other and less care for nature. It is possible that the rhythm of the rain will disappear. People may get ready to cultivate, and you feel like it's going to rain, but rain will not happen. Maybe it's indicating the nature will change, the global warming, whatever, when people become immoral. And he had another dream that he saw on a river the huge, heavy rocks are floating, but like empty, pumpkins. All pumpkins, empty pumpkins are sinking to the river, like almost the opposite, right? And he saw that these rocks are floating, and then empty pumpkins, shells are sinking. And then when he reported to the Buddha said that, sometimes rulers appoint unsuitable people into big positions, and they, do not give good positions to suitable, qualified people. So people appointed unqualified people to powerful positions, and then disregard the qualified people. So society cannot be successful. So like the rocks can be floating and the other one can be go down. And then he had another dream also, like there was he saw that there's a horse with two mouths and eating from both directions. Strange. And the Buddha said that, there can be judges in future who will get bribes from both parties and, change their verdicts. So all the possible corruptions. And I mean, it's almost like, talking about our modern day society, right? And there's another dream also that he saw that in a compound you have so many vessels, and they all were empty, but there's one vessel, it's a golden vessel, it's full of water. All other vessels are made of clay. They were empty, carrying water. And they continue to pour water into that golden pot, which is already full of water, but still they poured water into that and never even look at those empty vessels. And people come in line and pouring water into that already filled golden vessel. And Buddha said that, sometimes the rulers take so many taxes from the people, and they simply for themselves and do not distribute among, the needy people. Like the empty cups, empty vessels remain empty, and the already full vessels get more and more and more water. And, people, some rulers can be like that. So Buddha is actually like using these dreams as a way of guiding the king. But we have to remember that not all dreams are not prophetic. They are not necessarily indications of future events. But dreams can teach us so much. That's our focus should be. So what we can learn from dreams? Actually, if we can start to reflect on your dreams, it can tell so much about our mind and our bodies. So dreams can be indications to tell us what are our mind's preoccupations, what are our concerns, what we are worrying about. It's not necessarily indicating anything, but just like a mirror of our own mind. And also even mirror of our own bodies, because the bodily condition can also be a cause of our dream. So if we start to investigate and reflect on your dream, it can give you a picture. What are the contents of your mind? What are your concerns? And then maybe you should attend to them. And what are your bodily conditions too? And also we have to remember that the dreams and memories have a very special connection. Because we experience all kind of things, but we remember only some of them. Of course, definitely all we experience, every minute of our experience cannot be remembered. So therefore our memory is always selective. So what we choose to remember is very important. That will influence our dreams too. So today you had this meeting, we had these talks, you listen to these talks when you go out. And if I ask, what really happened today, and all of you have your own version of what happened, and even in my talks, you will choose to remember some of them, not all. But there's always a selection is done. So our memories can also tell us what we select to remember. And also we also should pay attention what we choose to remember. And we have this famous story about two ladies who grew up in the same kind of farm, and like a rural area in a farm. So when they grew old, they when people asked, how was your childhood? One lady said that it was wonderful. I lived in a rural farm. I was able to see sunrise every day. I was able to breathe the fresh air. And I used to help my dad with the daily chores. I milled the cows. We walked to our schools 5 miles. Along the way, we pluck and we pick wild flowers and wild berries. That was wonderful. The another lady who had the same kind of lifestyle in a farm said, it was horrible. We had to struggle every day. I had to wake up early in the morning and had to help my dad. It was such a difficult condition. We didn't have running water. We had to walk so many miles to our school in very bad weather conditions. It was horrible. So actually, both had kind of similar life. But what we choose to remember. So our dreams are influenced by what we choose to remember. So if you really want to have a good dreams, I can tell you very simple technique you can do. Before you go to sleep, when you are in the bed, ask this question. What is the best thing happened to me today? Just ask that. What is the best thing happened to me today? You may remember so many bad things happened to you already, because our mind is, it's said that our mind is a Velcro for all negative things and a Teflon for the positive ones. But you have to purposely ask, what is the best thing happened to me today? And what are the things that I can be grateful? What are things I can be grateful? I was able to drive home safely, at least. It will be difficult, for you to do that, but do that. That will influence your dreams too. And so at the end, actually, our memories are the one that decide who we are, how we think about our life, our attitude and everything. But memories are selective. So if I purposely try to remember things and purposely pay attention to the positive ones, that will influence not only your dreams but also your life very significantly. So we can learn from our dreams what we choose to remember, and what our preoccupation, what our concerns, and also even sometimes our bodily conditions, so we can use them to guide our waking life, to change our focus, change our attention, change where we pay our attention to. Good dreams show us as a mirror. So you can use that as an indication, as a mirror, and you can change your waking life. So using the dreams to change the waking life. But at the same time, we can also influence our dreams in two different ways. Just like changing where we pay our attention to, but at the same time, making sure that you remember the best thing happened in the day before you sleep, and even very loving kindness meditation. One of the benefits of loving kindness meditation, other than having a beautiful face, is not having bad dreams. If you do loving kindness meditation regularly, one thing, you will sleep well, but not only sleep, you also wake up fresh. And then you will not have bad dreams. Because the very practice of loving kindness changes what we remember, what we pay attention to, appreciation, that will influence our dreams too. So we can use our waking life to influence our dreams. We can use our dreams to change our waking life. We can use our waking life to change our dreams. So that's connection we have to make. At the same time, we also can train our mind to be lucid, to be aware of our dreams. Anybody here has an experience of lucid dreaming? That you are dreaming while you are aware that you are dreaming. It's a capacity we all have. If we pay attention, we can develop. You are having a dream, you know that I am having a dream, you continue to dream. It's very interesting. And it's kind of our capacity. It's just like when you're doing a meditation. One thing you learn, is to watch your thoughts. You allow your mind to have any thoughts, and you continue to watch. You know that thoughts are coming to you, but you watch like observer, letting mind to have all the different kind of thoughts. You like a side, you are a bystander, and watching the parades of your thoughts. And that's one skill we'll develop in our meditation, mindfulness. You start to watch our own thoughts. If you train that habit, and in your dream also, you can be a bystander in the beginning, and then watch. Like, be aware that I'm dreaming and continue to dream. And then the training that you do in the meditation can help you to develop that ability, when you are dreaming. And if you make a determination, today when I dream, I will become aware that I'm dreaming. And it will happen. You can try this. And then eventually you can even navigate your dreams. And particularly if you are having nightmares, it's very important to teach our children, right? When the children is scared and cry and you say, "Oh, don't worry, baby, it's a dream." It's a dream. If we teach our kids to be aware when they are dreaming, even though when you have nightmares, if you know that it's a dream, you can create a distance between you and the nightmare. This is very important for people who are having PTSD. When they're having this nightmares, if you train them to be aware that they are dreaming, they can create a distance and not being so much influenced by the emotions. So that's another skill we can develop. But in a Buddhist sense, what we try to really do is that to understand both our dreams and both our experience are our constructions. Even our normal experience, right now what you are going through experience is also ultimately a construction. Through your sensory organs, through your memories, through your mind, you construct this experience right here. So our dream is also kind of construction. So one teaching we can learn is that our experience in our waking life is not very much different from our experience in the dream. When you understand all of experience are constructions, we can develop this ability to be equanimous and not to attach too much to whatever experiences that we are going through. Because whatever we are experiencing, not very much outside, but very much inside. One last thing. When you really develop your mind, we say that, the enlightened ones do not dream. Because they don't have preoccupations in their mind. So one way you can check whether you are enlightened or not, to check whether you are having dreams or not. But remember that simply absence of dream doesn't mean that you are enlightened. But that's the goal, to become dreamless. But that's higher goal. But right now, my advice for you is to use your dreams to understand preoccupations in your mind, understand your bodily condition, and then take appropriate actions and use your waking life to influence your dream. So that's this very important connection. Thank you. So maybe you can have a few minutes for discussion and questions. Anything you'd like to ask? Yes, it's there.
I'm curious about when you're dreaming and you remember the dream, and when you're in the dream and you know you're dreaming, the Buddhist opinion about when you see someone who's fast, you know that they fast.
Yeah.
And they're in the dream, you know you're with them. What's the Buddhist
So let's go back to the six causes of dreams given in the Buddhist literature. 3 related to body. The 5th one is our past experience. The 4th one, the 5th one is that other beings try to communicate with us. So it could be either one of them. Either we were thinking about that person recently, we saw his photo, we have some concern and memory of, discussion about him. Or if there's nothing that happened, maybe the other being tried to communicate with you. So you have to it's up to you to closely, honestly make that judgment. If you think that you had no talk about him or her previously, and that could be that being is trying to communicate with you. So one thing you can do is that do some good deed in his memory, and then dedicate that goodness to that person. You can come to meditation and make a wish that I'm doing this for that person, and at the end you can say, I dedicate this good deed for that person. May he rejoice this good deed, and may he be well and happy, and may he know that I still love them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You have a question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sunaka's mother got pregnant in her dreams. Is this something we should be concerned about? How do we protect his
It depends. Some mothers want to get pregnant, right? So you can use your dreams to change your waking life, and you can use your waking life to change your dream life. Definitely, you can use as an indication, and then do what best to you. And you have to remember that not all dreams have meanings. You don't try to think that every dream are significant. Some dreams can be significant, but not all. That's funny story. The one wife had a dream that he told his husband, last night I had a dream, honey. On my birthday, you gave me a pearl necklace. What does it mean? What is supposed to mean? And husband say, oh, you will know on your birthday. So she waited for the birthday. And on the birthday, definitely, he got a nice box, a scalp box. She was so excited, like this. So she opened it carefully, only to find out a book said, The Meanings of Dreams. Not a necklace. Because you know that you will know on your birth the meaning of dreams. So, yes.
What about if you do the same bad dream over and over for years? What does that mean?
Yeah, I think I have heard about that, like same thing coming again. So that can be good indication to say that there's some unresolved issue that that you need to attend to. Sometimes dreams can be so weird, so it's really difficult to understand what this issue is. But I think so that can be a good help for us to that to find out there's some unresolved thing that we need to pay attention to. Otherwise, we may not know. So dreams can be really important in that case. Really take time to explore. What other things that maybe suppressed memory, maybe trauma that we had in our life. So kind of revisit that moment and you let go and forgive, or do some resolution. Yeah. Thank you. Yes.
Is there a good literature that you can recommend for us to read on dreams?
Maybe when we write our book. When our dream come true. I think there are books on lucid dreamings, but nothing comes to my mind right now. But there are books on lucid dreams, and there are a lot of research is done on lucid dreams and how we can use this power of lucid dreaming to change our life. Develop the same ability we do with our mind in meditation, even when we are dreaming. So it's possible, so I think you can easily find, but maybe later I can send you some email with recommended books. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.